Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing St. Louis City SC 1, Columbus Crew 2, MLS 2025 Week 8, Domingo Futbolero. St. Louis loses 1-2. I think they got robbed with that late offside call off the second Klaus goal. They could have drawn this game, but Columbus still equals their unbeaten record to start a season from 2010. 8 games with another win. Should have been a draw, but another win. Domingo Futbolero, St. Louis City SC contra Columbus Crew 1-2, Columbus Crew ganador, MLS, jornada 8 de la Domingo Futbolero, Columbus Crew ganador esta noche. For me, this should have been a draw, even though Columbus outplayed St. Louis for most of the match. St. Louis, first 15 minutes was back and forth. St. Louis gets an early greasy goal. They had some moments in the second half, even in the first half, after the goal, after the first 15 minutes. But most of the game, Columbus stepped on the gas, stepped forward, chased the game. They probably should have won by more, but they also probably should have drawn. It is kind of a crazy game to say that. But either way, 6th minute, ball played in, shot by Teukert, leads to a Klaus header off the rebound, heads it in just past Schulte. He should have got it, but he didn't. 1-0, 1-0. St. Louis has the lead, and they hold it for most of the half. But Columbus starts waking up. Columbus starts pressing the issue, going for it, pressing down the pitch, getting the ball into the final third, taking shots. And finally, Max Arfston with a lofted cross lands to Steven Moreira. Moreira with a laser of a volley into the back of the net past Ben Lunt. 45 plus 2, 1-1, 1-1. Beautiful goal by Steven Moreira. And at the half, we have a 1-1 draw. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Worked for the Crew. They got their goal and equalized. 55th minute, Diego Rossi scores, has the ball. Ball played to him. Of course, Chambost and Gazdag play 1-2. It goes to Rossi. Rossi takes the shot. Low. Ben Lunt should have got to it. Because it was low, he should have got to it, but it rolls in. Diego Rossi scores 1-2. 1-2, 55th minute. But if you're a goalie, tend the goal. Ben Lunt should have had that, but Schulte probably should have had the header. Later in the second half, St. Louis has a corner, ball headed on, lands to João Klaus. He shoots it in past Schulte, but he's offside. By the flag, he is offside. They say it's offside. They show the replay, and it looks to me like Klaus is on line with Zawadzki, the last defender, before the ball is played to him. He shoots it in. I don't think he was offside. It should have been 2-2, but it isn't. It is still an offside. The offside is given, goal kick, and from then on, yes, Gazdag had an offside goal, but in the end, it was full-time, 1-2, 1-2 esta noche. Full-time stats are as follows: 11 shots to 13, 5 shots on goal to 5, 32% possession to 68% possession, 290 pass to 626, 75% pass accuracy to 90%, 14 fouls to 13, 4 offside to 3, 2 yellow cards to 1, 0 red cards 0, 2 corners to 4. For me, I think Columbus was the better team for most of the match. Yes, St. Louis at times had their moments. It was back and forth for 15 minutes. They had the lead after that 15 minutes, but Columbus were the better team. There was no way. After St. Louis stepped off the gas, but I really don't think they stepped off the gas, St. Louis. I think what happened to me is that St. Louis were just outgunned. They were just outgunned. Columbus keeps a lot of possession. They're still a very good team holding possession. They still have a very good midfield. This game could have got ugly, and frankly, it should have. But because it didn't, it should have also been a draw. This is sort of a... Columbus played obviously better. There's no question about that. They should have won by multiple goals. More than just one goal. They should have won 2, 3, 4 goal lead. 3-1, 4-1. That's what it should have been. But because of the offside and nothing else happening, and the offside was wrong, it should have been 2-2. Columbus Definitely were the better team, though. This is the weird thing about this game. There's an argument for you to say Columbus were the better team. They should have won this game 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, and you'd be right. There's also arguments saying, yeah, Columbus was the better team, but St. Louis got robbed on that offside call. And you'd also be right. But St. Louis, the way they played, did they deserve to give that goal? Get that call given to them? No. 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 Because, frankly, Columbus were all over them. Past the 15th minute, Columbus were all over St. Louis. Even if St. Louis could break the pressure, get a chance, move the ball down, they were still all over them. Columbus were the better team by far. That's point blank period. This game could have got ugly, and it should have gotten ugly. I don't say 2-1's an ugly game. It should have gotten ugly. Columbus should have won by more. Frankly. But again, St. Louis got robbed. There's both sides of the spectrum here. This game is wild for that because it's true. But in the end, even if St. Louis got robbed on the offside, do I think Columbus should have won 3-2, 4-2? Yeah, for sure. For sure. And it's not because Columbus couldn't finish. It's not also because Ben Lunt had a really good game. He didn't. Columbus, maybe they should have been better the final third, but other than that, I didn't see it. I didn't see it for St. Louis. This game, they were lucky to be ahead. They were lucky to be ahead for the first 15 minutes, and then up until stoppage time of the first half, and they're lucky not to lose by more than one goal. They're unlucky to have had that offside called against them because I don't think it was offside. And also, I think they were also lucky to not give up more goals. They should have lost by more even if they got that goal. So really, Columbus, they did their job. They could have done more. They get the 3 points. 8 games unbeaten to start the season for the Crew. There you go. Gazdag makes his debut. I thought he looked pretty good. Probably should have done more. Player of the game, man of the match for me, Max Arfston. The equalizing goal, beautiful cross. Max Arfston, man of the match. Because really, I don't want to give it to Schulte. Don't think he really deserves it. I don't think Rossi deserves it. Ben Lunt definitely gave him that goal. Gazdag didn't do enough. Yeah, we'll go Arfston. Arfston, man of the match. Yeah, what a beautiful cross on the Moreira goal. Helped them get back into it. They just dominated from there. They were dominating, then they certainly dominated from there. They never took the foot off the gas. So for me, St. Louis, in the end, they got what they deserved. Maybe less than what they deserved. But in the end, Columbus were the better team. And frankly, even though St. Louis got robbed, Columbus should have won by more anyway. So the fact that St. Louis getting robbed is a thorn in St. Louis's side tonight, I don't know who exactly to credit for that. Is it St. Louis's way they played? No. Is it Columbus missing? I really don't think so. Is it Ben Lunt? Oh, hell no. No. No, it isn't. So, just football being a weird sport, I guess. Yeah, that's what we'll do. With that being said, Columbus deserves the win, though. They should have won by more. They were dominant by far. This is the Crew I know. I think they're back. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will possibly see you Tuesday for the Leafs-Sabres game for when the Leafs win the Atlantic Division for the first time ever in this format. And their second division win with this core, but who counts the Canadian division? Especially with how that season went and the fact it was only 56 games. First full season division title in this format for the Leafs, possibly on Tuesday. I'll see if I go live for it. I may put it up to a vote. I may just do it anyway. If not, the next time you'll see me is Thursday for the Chelsea Legia Warsaw second leg live review. If I am not live Tuesday, you see me on Thursday. If I do Tuesday, you'll see me Tuesday, then Thursday, then Saturday. Probably should. Probably would benefit me to go live anyway. But either way, you'll probably see me Tuesday. I'll probably decide to do it. So we'll see. the Leafs-Sabres game. We'll see. But I'm probably leaning towards yes. With that being said, probably see you Tuesday. Definitely see you Thursday. And there you go. Have an amazing Monday. Have an amazing start to your new week. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace. See you.